What's up, you guys? It's Caleb here, and right now I am in a taxi going to a thing called a TEDx talk, and so that means that really smart people come and just talk to a crowd.
An understanding of how to do this is fundamental because the only consistency in change is that it always occurs. And in today's society, things seem to be changing
Yeah, so a lot of stuff has changed in the past 3 years. I got into watching TED Talks back in 6th grade. I loved these things. Not only were so many of the people I looked up to giving these talks, but I found that the topics themselves were so interesting to me. I even attended 2 TED conferences, so it's pretty safe to say I was a big fan. In the back of my head, I always wondered what it'd be like to give one myself, but then again, I knew some dreams were implausible, so I never thought too much into it. Then this past summer, I moved back to America. One thing led to another, and I had the opportunity to give a TED Talk here. This implausible dream I had since I was 11 could become a reality, so of course I decided to audition for it. You see, then I faced a dilemma. What was I gonna talk about? I obviously thought back to the life I've lived, moving around 7 times to 4 countries in the span of 14 years is not your average childhood, so I could talk about that. But then I got to the specifics. How was I able to do this? How was I okay moving from place to place? And one thing I realized when I moved to California was that the kind of like wow factor of my life wasn't necessarily all the places I've lived and traveled, because anyone can do that, but it was really my ability to constantly and consistently adjust to all of these new environments that I was put in. So I kind of bounced around this topic and eventually came up with the topic of my talk, which was resilience. I then auditioned with this topic in mind, and a few weeks later I got the email back saying that I got the job. I was gonna give a TED Talk. Instead of just talking about me and the things I've done, I wanted to leave a resonating message with the audience of how they could develop their own sense of resilience to cope with the change that they will face in their lives. So from there, I kind of specified my talk from the vague idea of resilience to how to develop your own sense of resilience. From here, it was pretty simple to prepare. So as I was writing my script, I got some feedback from teachers. I made sure some of these studies I was referencing in my talk were good and valid, and then I was trying to incorporate some of the stories in my own life to the talk, so it wouldn't just be like a boring presentation on how to develop resilience. And then after hours of practicing, the day of the talk came. Needless to say, I didn't get that much sleep that night. But they went and they called me onto the stage, things were feeling right, and I began my talk.
When I was 7, I moved to Japan. I actually was born there and lived there for a few months prior to moving to America.
So overall, I think I did pretty good. I think that little 6th grade Caleb that I showed in the beginning of the video would be proud. And if you guys want to check out the talk, it's gonna be the top link in the description, so feel free to check it out. It's at like over 1,000 views right now. It's pretty crazy. But I know that this video is a bit different from my normal type of content, but this was a pretty cool experience and I just want to share it. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching the video, and as always, I will see you guys next time.